Mac or PC? Find out now in today's episode of Beyond the Science podcast.
That's the question.
Yeah, no, that is the question. Mac or PC?
You know my answer.
And
I actually, on contrary to most episodes where we do like a either or, what do you prefer type of situation, I'm usually leaning more towards like agreeing with you more.
mm-hmm.
But this one, like, I really do have a strong opinion about it, and it is Mac. So I want to hear your opinion though on why you think PC is better.
Okay, so surprisingly or not, right? Although like I side with PC all the way, I'm gonna say Mac does have its ups a lot when it comes to the PC versus Mac game, right?
When it comes to the actual debate, you mean?
When it actually comes to the debate. So like surprisingly or not, I'm more siding with you than you are with me
Wow.
on this one.
I'd love to hear
But
why.
it's not for me, it's not like me personally. I still pick PC all the way, right?
Right. And I know that. That's why
But the thing is that like you would have to understand is that I grew up with being PC. So I'm always going to be biased to PC and I'm always going to use a PC. There's always going to be a PC in my life, right? So but with Mac, right? I find it's very easy to do certain tasks, right? Out of convenience.
Yes.
Right? But here's where I like differ and say like this is where PC takes the cake when it comes to the. It's always gonna annoy me, and it's not gonna change. They're never gonna change it. Is the certain commands that you have to do, the from control to command, right? It's like for example, like Control C is how you copy, right? But on Mac, it's like it's Command C. I'm like that's so confusing. Like what the hell? And like for example, if I want to access my task manager, right? I have to use Control Alt Delete, right? Versus Mac, I don't even know what it is. I think it's like Command Alt Delete or reset or something like that. But like,
so the shortcuts are different, and you're not
the
used
shortcut.
to it.
That's like one of the things, right? For me, the other thing as well is when it comes to sort of like it's funny because I don't do much of it, but like the whole like root in my being able to access files, right? And root in the root files and such, right? And what that means is necessarily like if I want to try to look for a file, it's way easier to find on PC versus Mac.
That's because you know PC better.
Right. But I've owned a Mac before in my life. Like I've owned like
That was your first computer though, you said, right?
my first computer was PC. My first laptop was Mac.
First laptop was a Mac.
Yeah.
That was so long ago though, no?
Yeah, no, that was a while ago. You're talking about 2012.
Right.
That was my first laptop. But like what I was trying to say is that like for example, like me trying to access a file, I would have to like access it from like for example like I'm looking at the Finder, right? That's what it is on Mac. But like I can't go back to a certain point because there is no like back root file. With PC, I'm able to find that back root file.
Yes.
Because of how it's built, right?
Yeah.
It's built. I feel like if you, I don't want to use the word hack, but if you like to code a lot, PC is your thing. But if you like to be more artistic,
yes,
you have like your certain like aesthetic, Mac is where you go, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people choose Mac based on its aesthetic rather than its functionality, right? For me, like
I agree. I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
In that department.
But like for the most part, and not only that, like it's funny because like the price points for Mac and PC does it a lot for me as well. Like I'm able to build, like for example, let's say a computer, I can build it for example, $1,000, and I'll do the same thing as a $2,000 Mac, or even a little bit better.
Yeah, totally.
That
my thing with Mac versus PC is the fact that, okay, so like you, I also grew up using PC. Because my dad's a big PC guy. That's all he's ever used. That's all he knows. Every time I ask him for help with something and I hand him my computer, he's like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. But I think it's because I transitioned to Mac so early in my life. Like, we've talked before about the differences, our age differences affecting the years at which we really started to become exposed to certain types of technology. We've definitely talked about it with social medias, but it comes into play with just general technology because, like you said, the first time your first laptop was not until college? My first laptop was, so that's 2012, 2013-ish. 2012. So around 2013 was when I got my first laptop, but I was like 14. So, transitioning to it so early, my first laptop was a MacBook. Because that's when I really started to get into like the different artistic endeavors or whatever. And my cousin had a MacBook, and I just became obsessed with the aesthetics of it. You're right. Ever since a young girl, I was drawn to it because I was like, it's not only is it the aesthetics, but it's also just the user friendliness of it. Like, to me, it was always simplistic, and it was always so simplistic that it was easy to learn. If you were young and your mind was malleable to the new softwares, like now you've been stuck in your ways in terms of like, and I've been stuck in my ways with Mac, you've been stuck in your ways with PC. So we're used to what we know now. But I've actually been using a PC laptop for the other job that I do. So I've actually kind of had a hand dipped in both pools for a little bit now. And the thing that I found that was so annoying was that I used that same laptop for about a year and a half. All of a sudden, I woke up one day and went to use it, and it had automatically updated to the newest version of Windows, and everything was different. And I was like, everything changed on me. I have to do this differently now. I have to send out emails differently. I have to save files differently. I have to organize the files differently. It was just all these things that I like all of a sudden had no choice but to adjust to in this new unfamiliar way. And that's where I'm like, okay, like regardless of the updates on Mac, the fundamentals don't change. And a lot of the fundamentals with certain updates in Windows change very dramatically. And I'm like, was shocked by it at the moment, and it was hard to adjust to. So that's where I kind of like side with Mac a little bit more.
Right. And it's actually funny because let's go about it in the way where like the reason why like Mac is so like desired, I want to say, is also that you're able to connect it with all your other like Apple computers and all that stuff. So
all your other Apple products, yeah.
For example, like your iPhone, your tablet, you're able to like the feature that I've always been jealous about, and this is the only reason why I know
what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, go ahead.
The iMessage feature.
Oh, okay. That's
not which one did you think I was going to talk about?
I thought you were going to say AirDrop.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But like mainly like iMessage, like the amount of time I've told you, hey, text me on like, or email me just because I can't access my phone at the moment because of like how much like I'm working on my PC. Like I'm like, can you just text me on like WhatsApp, text me on this, send me this on that. Like I can't receive it.
I can't just send it to you through iMessage. Yeah, no, it does. It does affect, and that's not the only thing that I find that like really draws me to Mac in that way. It's the compatibility with AirDrop, being able to find a file on my laptop and then just send it directly to my phone, find a picture and send it in full quality directly to my phone, pairing my AirPods with my laptop to be able to edit this podcast while I'm in a room with someone else who's watching TV. You know, it's all these different things. That's like the wireless connection, the the connection with the different devices. It's just everything. Like Find My iPhone, like all that stuff.
Yeah, no, like everything is just so compatible with each other. It's great. Like for example, it's like that model of with a modular system where you have one thing connects to the next, so you're forced into this ecosystem that like you're literally just an app, like an Apple person.
Right, and they've become a monopoly in that way.
Like imagine if they made some Apple like cameras.
Yeah, right? Like they would have like their sales would just like
honestly, here's my message to Apple right now. If you guys make an Apple camera, right? An Apple camera, like Apple like film, a cinema camera. The amount of people that are going to jump ship just because of the fact it can connect to everything, you guys won the game.
Yep.
In life.
Yep.
Basically.
Have us beta test it and give it to us
I
for
definitely
free.
want to beta test it. Yeah.
Right?
And like compare it to other stuff. But I mean, you guys would have to send me a laptop, an iPhone.
All the other devices to be compatible.
So I'm able to actually do this stuff. But like, I'll be honest, like Apple does some things right? Now, we're comparing PC to Apple, right? But here's the actual like. Well, actually, no, it's not. My bad. We're talking about more Mac, right? Mac related is just simply computer, right? Mm-hmm. I got like on a tangent because I thought we were talking about Apple for some weird reason, but because I do have a tablet like the iPad, right?
Right, you do.
And it acts like a PC, to be honest, for the most part. So I don't even need a laptop at this point, to be honest, in my life.
You connect it to your watch as well, right?
Oh yeah, see, like that's the thing that I can't like. It's weird because everyone's like, "Aren't you an Apple person?" I'm like, "Yeah, but not on their computer." They haven't really sold me on their computers yet, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So I have their watch, I have their phone, I have their iPad.
I forgot you do have an iPhone.
Yeah, like right. I have everything that's Apple. The only thing that isn't is my computer system.
Yeah.
And the reason being is that like for a long time, it's just been the functionality, the sort of commands, and also the programs. I'm not gonna lie, like,
and the price points that you mentioned.
And the price points, yeah. There's a list.
It's definitely valid. Yeah,
there's a list, and I've owned it before. It's not like I'm saying this like, oh, I'm an Apple guy, like a PC guy for life. I mean, like at this point, I am, but I'm not gonna jump ship to Apple unless if they entice me with like, hey, like we can do everything better and make it cheaper for you, and
right,
and a cherry on top. That's all I need.
Yeah. See, no, I think I can agree with you more knowing that you have an iPhone as well. But I'm sorry, to anybody who has like an Android phone, I just can't get behind that. I can't agree with it. I can't relate to it. I can't get behind it.
You know what's funny? They tried to do a feature where it's like similar to iMessage, where it's like Android to PC, but it doesn't really work that well because here's the reality when it comes to and here's the thing that also like,
and they're still working within SMS, right? You're not working in iMessage.
No, there's no like actual like iMessage feature because iMessage is connected through the internet while SMS is connected through like your phone, right? The whole reality of it is that Apple dominates a certain everything in its space, like the PC, the phone, the tablet, and the watch game, right? Which they have the whole like 4 lines and they interconnect with each other. PC only has PC, right? You can argue Microsoft has like the other stuff, but they don't do it as well because the fact is they have their feet dipped in everything, like from like the PC to phone to gaming to what's it called, the whole ecosystem, softwares and so. It's like there's so much into it that like they lose credibility in other stuff, but the only thing they do right is their computers, and that's one of the main reasons why I've only kept with them is because of like the actual. And honestly, when you think of PC, PC to me is just the hardware, But when you're talking about software wise, that's what Windows or Microsoft is. It's just the Windows. It's just the software. It's not actually the hardware. So they really
and
haven't.
That's the part that I hate most about PCs is just the software. It's not the PC itself.
Exactly. The PC is fine. Like, you can run a Linux.
It's wonderful.
Soft operating system from there. It's mainly because of like what software they do right in PC is like, Microsoft does right is the software of PCs, right? But other than that, like, what dominates the space when it comes to hardware and operating systems all together, not like one separately, is Mac and like Apple.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really like cool conversation because so many people can relate to both, like the pros and cons of each that we listed today. I'm sure a lot of people, can find, that they resonate with our opinions or perspectives, and that's all we're trying to do, just talk about these different topics in terms of like what works best for you in your situation. And for us, it's, what we know best and what we're most comfortable with and what has been our tried and true for so long now, which is our respective, opinions on it.
Right. And I feel like for those who are going to form an opinion, I think they should try every single aspect of what it is to its maximum capability, right? So I've tried Mac and PC to its maximum capability when it came to editing things, when it came to just writing a paper, when it came to designing like certain flyers, certain like even like 3D modeling when I was back in architecture school. And I realized that what really reigned king out of all the things I'm capable of, what I need to do, is PC. And that's where my stances are when it comes to actually for computers.
Right.
Let's just say, let's put it right there for computers.
For computers.
Phones, tablets, watches, earpieces, and definitely Apple.
Yeah.
Except they've been really sucking on the AirPods lately.
Yeah. I have not upgraded my AirPods for that reason. But yeah, no, definitely. And I think that, like we said, like our personal preferences, for me, doing what I have to do, editing photos and editing video. So using Lightroom and Premiere. I don't use Photoshop or, other Adobe programs as much. I know that they're drastic, like those type of, like, I know for a fact that Photoshop is completely different on Mac and PC. It's just so much different. Everything's different about it. Like, remember, you've tried to do things on Photoshop on my computer and been like, I don't know how to do what I want to do.
The UI on Mac is completely different than on PC. Like, I feel PC has more of a simplistic. No, not PC. Mac has a more simplistic take on things.
That's what I said in the beginning. Yes.
While PC doesn't, and it's funny because my uncle, he tries both of them, and he puts it in a really funny way. He's like, you know what, Omar? I feel PC is for smart people, while Mac is for stupid people. I am stupid. I will use Mac. I'm like, all right. I'm like, he's not stupid, but like that's the way he puts it.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and I was like, that's great for you, Uncle.
That's hilarious. I mean, what a quote. But going back to saying, like just the fact that, like, the reason I mentioned that Photoshop is so much different on PC than it is on Mac is like to say that I don't use Photoshop that much, so that doesn't affect me. If I did use it more and I preferred and I thought that, it was drastically different and that maybe it wasn't as user-friendly or efficient as PC, then that would sway me a little bit in those ways. If I had to use other programs that I felt were run better in PC, then, that'd be different. But what I use it for personally, Mac works for me. And that's the thing, is like what you use it for, PC works for you better.
Right.
So
But
I would love to know what anybody who's watching thinks of this topic.
yeah, absolutely. Like, let us know what you guys actually edit on,
Mm-hmm.
use mainly to actually, what's it called? Edit your photos,
I would love to
edit your
know.
videos.
We would answer every single comment and start that conversation with you guys. So comment down below what you use and what your preference is.
Absolutely. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you really like this episode, hit the subscribe button down here and the bell notification to know when we do actually post, as well as follow our social media from Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook, and as well as past videos on Kira's face and on my face. Yeah, but Mac is Mac and PC is PC. And with that, I say PC's out.
Wow, that was the cheesiest it could get.
I know, I was trying to find a way to end this, but I couldn't. So PC's out.
See you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye for now.